Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is getting recorded as of 8:42 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. But I will be releasing this on Wednesday, probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, so that's why maybe the model data isn't their newest. But basically we're just going to be looking at the long range, or looking at what's to come, and the main, I guess, summary of what's to come is that well, the models are showing that winter is coming. That's basically what's occurring. Winter is on its way. In terms of snowfall, maybe not so much, but the temperatures are going to be dropping. As many people in the eastern U.S. have been complaining about the extreme heat that has been going on. I mean, it's been affecting my area as well, so don't think that this is only you. It's many other people, so maybe that makes you feel better. But I think that slowly we'll start seeing that pattern break down, and some of that cooler air from the northwest spill into the southern U.S. or more southern than it has been in the past couple of weeks. So if you like these type of videos, consider subscribing to this channel, consider liking this video. I do all sorts of videos that are fun, entertaining, and in my opinion, this is something that is informative. Obviously, in my opinion, I mean, it's my channel, but see for yourself, check out the channel, watch the whole video, and really do, consider that. So right now we're looking at the GFS model, Global Forecasting System, and this is a 6-hour average precipitation rate, millimeters per hour, and also with the MSLP and precip HPA, and that's basically all you need to know. It's right up there, and this basically tells us where it's raining, where it's frozen, but it also could tell us with the MSLNP where the 540 line is. That's a 540 thickness line. That is the 32-degree line, or where rain turns over to snow, roughly, not exactly. I mean, you can see the blues extending over here, but there's still some green. It's roughly, I mean, the air columns, especially in fall, early fall, which is we are in right now, well, depends. Meteorologically, we're already a month in to fall, but we're in early fall, and in late spring, these are kind of like the same things. We see these columns of air a little bit more messed up, or the models don't have such a good handle as in the fall time, where they're more focused still on the summer pattern that has been occurring for months. And in the springtime, when there's like, a warm-up, they're more focused on the cold that has been going on for months. So they have a little bit of readjusting. They do a very good job, though. Extremely good job. So let's see what's going on in terms of these models. So right here we have the GFS. This is our 80-90. This is this Sunday. No really break or relief up until, I would say, Friday for the Midwest. If we go to the, let's just go to the temperature anomalies, because that's really what many people want to know about. They want to know about, when is it going to cool off. So if you live in the Northeast and it's been warm in Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, I think I already said that, Maine, it's going to be chillier, definitely. Friday, Saturday, definitely some 40s, some 50s across the Northeast. I know that my area will be 59 on Friday, which is the coolest it has been since, whenever the last 59 was, probably in May May or June, as a daytime high. Remember that June was very chilly for much of the northern U.S. But notice how then this a little bit of warm air sneaks in. This is this week Sunday, and then we see another cool off, not too drastic, but it's definitely there. Brings temperatures down. So places in the southern U.S. around next week, you'll be Wednesday, Tuesday, any of those days, you may be expecting some cooler days. Now, if you live in a city, maybe not so much, because of the urban island effect, or urban heat island effect. You see those little dots? Yeah, that's not just a little glitch. Those are major cities. That's Dallas, that's Houston, that's Georgia, that's Nashville, that's St. Louis, that's Indianapolis, that's Memphis, that is, I don't really know exactly, but that's New Orleans over there. So all these cities have urban heat island effect, basically all things that absorb heat, the sidewalk, the pavement, the buildings, everything of that sort. Anything that's black absorbs it as well, and then releases out throughout the night, which the cooling doesn't take, as such a great magnitude as it would anywhere outside. But you can see that after that, next weekend, now again, this is far-fetched at this point, but there has been, the reason why this video is titled Winter is Coming is because there has been quite a big agreement in models of some of these dips in a jet stream coming through and bringing the temperatures down fairly significantly. So, when exactly will this happen? We don't know. I mean, this one says around roughly next weekend, which is very far out, but the first one occurring this weekend, which is better than nothing. And that the European also is showing some, but maybe of a lesser magnitude or a different time frame or over a different place. I mean, there's many variables that go into this, so this is not all set in stone. But look at that. If you live, in North Carolina, South Carolina, isn't that just pleasing to the eye when you see those blue temperatures? You can see it brings the temperatures down. Now, again, like I was saying, areas like southern Georgia, Florida, Louisiana may not be seeing much relief. I mean, you can still see the warm colors across these areas, so that may not be, as pleasant. But at this point, will this be above average at 384 hours out? Probably not. Or if it is, then it's probably not going to be saying what they're showing or not. But definitely a couple of dips of Arctic or cooler air are on its way. Let's look at that 2-meter temperature shaded, because this is what most people actually want to know. What is going to be the freaking temperature in my place? Hopefully not in the 90s. I mean, look at that. That's just ridiculous. Look, central Alabama, 95. I know that there's several places that have been reporting the hundreds. And, I mean, it's just ridiculous. My area here, the heat index today was 99. A little bit south of my area. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That should not be, occurring on October 1st. So you can see that. I mean, this is just such a cool map, because you see the sharp contrast between the kind of like the southeast heat wave, the fall heat wave, and the fall frosts that are already occurring in the southern Canadian plains that are going to be slowly spreading into the U.S. plains. And notice, I mean, look at those temperatures, very warm. But Thursday, Friday, it drastically cools off. And, if you live in the Appalachian, east of the Appalachians, what this basically does sometimes is when a high pressure gets parked over the northeast, what it does is spins clockwise and kind of sends some of this air down here, funneling it, not allowing it to really spread further outside of the Appalachians, but kind of in the east, kind of like a pocket. And you can see that many locations across South Carolina and eastern Georgia may get cooled off with this. And this is hour 96. Let's go to hour 102. And, this is Sunday, October 6th. So this is this weekend. That is half as bad. I mean, you can see, still fairly warm, very warm actually, 88, 79. Unpleasant temperatures for the south. But many locations in Indiana, Ohio, getting, I mean, the nighttime lows getting to the 50s, 40s, 30s up to the north. Look, I mean, that's not all too bad. 70s during the night across southern Alabama, Mississippi. That's still above average. And some people may not like that, but you can see that, for example, this day, 50s get into the southern U.S. Now, this is still far out, but this is next week, Tuesday. And a week from today, I mean, look at that, possibly 50s and 40s widespread throughout the southeast, which would be very pleasant, in my opinion, compared to the things we've been seeing. And look, the daytime highs in the 70s across the south. So that would be really pleasant compared to what we've been seeing. And I think relief is definitely on its way, guys. And the northwest just been chilly the whole time, and it will most likely continue to be rather on the chillier side. So if you live in the northwest, and you have crops growing of any of that sort, and you're worried about first frost coming early, that's definitely a valid concern, as this may continue to repeat as the averages drop and the fronts get stronger. But look at that right there. Look at those frosts. I mean, covering much of southern Canada, just not really crossing the Great Lakes, which is preventing it from really entering the U.S. But definitely parts of the Northeast getting in on some of their first frosts. And this is now, we could be looking at a little bit more warmer temperatures at this particular model around 384 hours out. That is way too far to really talk about any warm-ups or cool-downs. But at least for next week, things look, we're pretty confident in the fact that temperatures are going to cool off in a major way for much of the places where they've been seeing ridiculously warm temperatures. Right now, we're looking at the European model. Let's look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. So right now we are at hour 0. Again, that huge heat wave in the east, that big dip in the west allowed for that snowstorm. And this is around now Thursday, Friday. And look at that. It brings a nice pleasant cool down the European model. Next week, Thursday in October, this little dip, that's some chillier, cooler air. Will this exactly occur? We don't know, because earlier the European has been was showing a big cool off, a bigger cool off than what it's showing now. And now it completely got rid of that. So it's been less consistent than the GEFS or the GFS on members, which is a little bit shocking, because the European tends to be a little bit more accurate. Now this is the GEFS models. You can see they push kind of that hot air down to the south and bring in a little bit of chillier air. Now this may not be too accurate, but they're showing a little bit of warming or cooling and a little bit of warming. We'll see how that goes. Again, I'm not calling for a record cold October. I'm saying it's going to be pretty. I think the coldest will come in November, the coldest air, but look at that, a little bit of chillier air definitely on its way. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and also this is the CFS model, which is the climate forecasting system, which is extremely long range. It goes out a month in advance. You get that November 1st, and if you were to look at it, basically it just shows some some warm phases. This one actually has a pretty big warm phase, but then in some cooler phases as well, like right there and right there, and then a little bit warmer across the west, a little bit cooler. It's kind of back and forth, but no really big pattern indications as of now. And even it would be silly of us to look at the 700th hour and be talking about a massive cool down. But thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, consider liking the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.